Perfect.
Yes, it's March Madness time. So I just had to open up disgustingly while eating this dinner.
What are you eating there?
I'm eating a big bowl of March Madness.
Big.
I'm eating. I'm eating a bowl of rice, onions, olives, parsley, chicken that's been spiced with balsamic vinaigrette, red wine vinegar, garlic.
I ate an apple.
You're a monster. All right, guys, welcome back. As sticking with tradition here, we're doing March Madness bracket. We're taking a break from the artfulness of art and translating that into sports. This makes March that much more fun. I know I've talked with some people that they feel like March Madness is changing, where it's not as fun as it used to be. Sure, maybe that's just you.
Nobody wants to work anymore. They don't make them like they used to. Young people these days just don't get it.
Getting too old for this shit.
Just all types of boomerisms that have actually been well researched. This is just a side tangent, but all of those types of arguments of like they didn't used to blank the way they used, all those. It's a very common sentiment through recorded human history where there's always this feeling of, you missed it. I think personally, March Madness has really, it's fundamentally not that different. The game has certainly changed over time, but
yes, I agree.
If last year was any indication, it was just less predictable, and that's better. It's no fun when you get all the high seeded teams in the Final Four. I would much prefer
the Kentuckys, the Kansases.
Yeah, like last year, you had 2 5 seeds, a 4 seed, and a 9 seed. Completely unheard of. We can only pray that this year is as chaotic, if not more so.
Was last year the Fairleigh Dickinson run?
FAU. Fairleigh Dickinson won their first game against Purdue, which now makes, it's very tough to pick Purdue to win games this year, thinking back and being triggered that they just...
No, but they might follow in the footstep of the frauds.
Frauds? Virginia?
Frauds. Yeah, Virginia lost first round as a 16 seed, and then they came back and won it the next year, the whole thing.
I'm not saying that I patterned my picks in one of my personal brackets off of that, but I did pick Purdue to win it all, so...
Fuck Purdue.
I have no affinity for the team. It's just based on the brackets and the pathing, Purdue seems to have an easier road than, say, the overwhelming favorite UConn.
UConn's side is tough.
Yeah, so we can...
My favorite thing about all of this is just me talking about these teams like I've been following them the whole year. I woke up this morning, went to school, and opened up a bracket for the first time. This is being recorded on Tuesday, March 19th. Haven't looked at a single team before this. So if you're coming here for your news or coming here to see how we did, well, good luck. I'm sure you're going to see the mayhem start here.
Last year, we were doing quite well with our chaos bracket that we made up until the Elite Eight. So we had 11 of 16 Sweet 16 teams, which is pretty good. 11 and 12 is like you're competing for first. And we hit on 4 of the Elite Eight, which is also fine. Usually that can be enough, but then we managed only 1 of the Final 4, and things went downhill from there. Actually,
did we choose Texas over Houston?
We did. Actually, I'm incorrect. We got 0 of the Final 4.
Oh,
We picked Gonzaga over UConn and Texas over Houston, but in reality, UConn and Florida won those games. The other side was no hope. Alabama was eliminated very early in the tournament, which basically killed the bracket because we picked them to win it all. So even though we were doing well,
that guy that shot somebody couldn't shoot the ball any better, so they got cooked.
Yeah. Yeah, if only he could have murdered on the court as well as he murdered off.
Yep.
So with that out of the way, that's a brief reprise. If we do better this year, I think we'll go into more depth, sort of to really analyze how smart we were with our decisions.
Smart.
Yeah, I guess the biggest thing about last year's tournament, like the big surprise, was the 9 seed that made it to the Final Four, which was Florida Atlantic, FAU. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The Owls. They're back, and they're seated directly underneath the number 1 overall seed, UConn. So
the one thing that I did want to toot the horns on last year that we did do well is we were able to spot some frauds.
We did accurately predict several frauds. We just had a feeling Arizona would choke, and they did in the first round. We predicted Kansas to lose to Arkansas in the second round, which happened. We knew Purdue wasn't going far, and they lost earlier than expected, but still, good call.
Which I'm sure that this year pride cometh before the fall.
Yeah, so I guess we'll do each section. Yeah, yes, better word. And then we'll move on. So we'll start with the East, which is the top region, and also by all the research I've done, this is the most stacked region without it being even close.
Yeah.
This contains like the most challenging road forward, and I think there's a chance whoever wins this region probably wins the tournament. But
yeah,
I think we can pick UConn over Stetson.
It's a good thing Anthony's not in on this episode. Eventually. Oh, I thought I heard throwing up from a cat. I'm sorry. It sounded very similar to that. In the future down the road, I'd like to do this episode where it's just you and I, and then have like a guest on and just argue about picks and try to come to some consensus. People get butt hurt, cross the arms. Anyway, Stetson is gonna get beaten by UConn most likely.
In an ideal world, we would do this on Thursday mornings before the tournament starts, so we A, know all the teams, and B, lead
just
right into the tournament.
Out all night somewhere.
That would help too. Yes.
Come back leading to the games. Yeah, I think Texas Tech is gonna win.
Sleep deprivation is probably a key to getting better predictions. I think you're right. All right, so second game, FAU and Northwestern. FAU being the champs from last year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, FAU is as good as they were last year. I'm pretty sure like their entire team returned. So if they were good enough last year, they should be good enough this year. Northwestern is basically a run-of-the-mill Big Ten team. They do the stuff that Big Ten teams do, I guess.
Was I okay this morning when I chose this?
I don't know. I think we go FAU here. Why?
I know why I had Northwestern. They have Boo Buie on their team. And Boo Buie. He's Teron Buie, otherwise also associated with Taylor Battle, who played at Penn State. So he's got that dog in him. No, I didn't realize that FAU still had that team basically that consisted of last year's.
I mean, Northwestern did beat Purdue rather recently and played them pretty close in the Big Ten tournament. So
they're a real team. I think the line that swayed me was they're one of the best 3-point shooting teams, but then I didn't read the second part or just didn't consider the second part. They're also one of the tournament's worst at defending the 3-point line.
Yeah, I think they might have a really bad matchup against FAU. But that I don't know. The ESPN thing says FAU is bad at defending the perimeter, so maybe Northwestern is just the.
I think that was what keyed me into that one. At the 8 and 9 seeds, I think I spent like 3 minutes reading like back and forth between them, and I was like, "Oh God, Reese, you got to speed this shit up because 8 and 9 seeds is just a coin flip."
Sometimes, I mean, sometimes it's like actually really obvious.
Right, but they're gonna run into a buzzsaw the next game probably. So we can come back to that consideration.
All right, I picked Northwestern for now. San Diego State.
Wait, what? You were all in on FAU.
Then I read ESPN's propaganda and was convinced the other way. See the brackets I've made. I made one bracket that's my gut feeling about it, and then I made one bracket on CBS Sports based on CBS Sports propaganda, which is well researched compared to ESPN's, and the analysis is a little more cogent.
Give me that CBS Sports blood.
All right, San Diego State and UAB. The Aztecs and the Dragons.
I've got San Diego State, despite me thinking that UAB has a cool logo.
San Diego State made the Final Four last year. Isn't that funny that they put all these Final Four teams right in the same fucking area?
Yeah, how does that happen? I would like to call collusion on the seeding of brackets, honestly.
They want to make sure that there's not similarities. So, yeah, I'm fine with San Diego State, even though UAB could win. San Diego State is definitely the better team.
Yeah, I have San Diego State.
Auburn and Yale.
Auburn. Sorry, Yale.
Auburn won the SEC. They're riding high, I guess. BYU and Duquesne. Duquesne, I think, won their tournament. I think they just like beat some good teams. They've played Dayton, which is another team in the tournament, like 3 times in the last couple months.
Steph Curry's alma mater, right?
Yeah. BYU, I think, is a pretty good team this year. They've been like ranked pretty consistently. They're a big three-point team, so they don't do well when they don't score a lot of points.
CBS Sports is trying to lock me out. I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm on ESPN.
Trying to get the inside information.
They don't have any analysis on a per game basis. You have to go and
useless. Yeah. Okay, got it. I have BYU winning.
I'm fine with BYU.
Illinois is beating Blowjob State. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. No Joe Moorhead. No. Yeah.
I trust in Moorhead. I picked Illinois. That's they won the Big Ten. They're pretty solid.
Okay, next Drake is going to lose to Washington State.
Is that so? Drake's can't cut it.
Washington State finished out the season quite well.
With 2 losses.
Yeah, but they have 2 wins over Arizona.
Well, we'll get to Arizona. All right, Washington State. Arizona's going out early.
Wait. What the hell is going on with Drake? Okay, all right. So Drake has beaten the Bradley Braves 3 times. That's Bradley Braves.
Yeah, I love how Indiana that's what ESPN shows. The Sycamores and the Braves. I've never heard of either school.
Like their BPI rank is not too far off though. So, I mean, this one's a coin flip as well, honestly, in my estimation.
Going Washington State here.
If the Bulldogs face a team with size, senior big man Darnell Brody will need to stay out of foul trouble. How tall is Washington State?
I didn't have a measuring tape when I looked at the teams.
All right.
Drake is not special defensively and lacks size.
Correct.
Is Washington State big?
That's what I just asked. And you said you didn't have a goddamn tape measure.
I assumed in the time it took me to read the blurb, you had begun measuring. I picked Washington State, and we don't need to talk about South Dakota. They're losing. It would be very Iowa State fashion to have
Shut your mouth.
Momentum.
Shut your mouth. Don't
listen.
Say
Iowa State has consistently let me down in the tournament. They always play well during February and March, and then I go, oh, this is the year that the Cyclones rampage their way, and then they lose in the opening weekend every time. I picked them. All right.
Blaspheming.
Let's move on to the. I guess we'll finish out this region. So UConn versus Northwestern.
Mm-hmm.
I guess UConn is.
Oh, you just want to go all the way to the Elite Eight and then move down? Because then if
we'll be a little fresher on the teams then.
Yes, yeah. Let's move. Let's do this next batch and then do. Wait, shit. Was I changing my picks? Okay, good. I was not. Let's go all the way to the Elite Eight, and then move down.
San Diego State and Auburn.
I think Auburn, but I'm pretty high on Auburn.
BYU, no, I'm fine with that. If I don't argue, it's because I think Auburn.
Illinois.
Do it. Illinois. I think BYU's got a sneaky chance to upset there.
That seems reasonable.
And by that I mean Duquesne, Washington State, and Iowa State.
You think Duquesne is going to beat BYU?
No.
Oh.
But you never know.
All right. I'm getting lost now. Iowa State.
All right. We got the 1, 2, 3, and 4 seed. UConn and Auburn.
Wait, no, but now we're going down to the next region. That's what I said.
You said when we get to the Elite Eight.
This is the Elite Eight.
North Carolina and yet to be determined team.
Hog State.
Got to
Haug. No, I was just pronouncing it. Haug. North Carolina.
Michigan State, Mississippi State.
Michigan State.
Both these teams are pretty mediocre. They probably should not have gotten in over some other teams.
I forget what I read about Mississippi State's detriment, but
St. Mary's and Grand Canyon.
St. Mary's.
All right. I've heard a lot about Grand Canyon. Alabama and Charleston.
Bama.
Really?
Yeah.
Bama is 5-5 in their last 10 games. They're looking.
Don't
bad.
Look at the past.
They're looking bad.
Don't
All right.
Look at last year.
I'm just saying, Charleston was looking pretty good, and Alabama looks like shit. All right, New Mexico, Clemson.
Oh God. Now I'm reconsidering this one. Oh.
Which one?
Charleston.
We're still on that one?
I'm stuck. Oh, all right. They beat the Drexel Dragons 80-70. Relax. And the UNC Wilmington Seahawks 80-74. Let's. They're 97th BPI rank.
They're not a high ranked team. No.
They do run a deep 10-man roster, according to ESPN. Ooh, Nelly.
compared to Alabama, who was the number one overall seed last year and just, has multiple seniors that are still pretty highly ranked.
Okay. I'm fine with Bama. Clemson,
Okay.
New Mexico.
New Mexico. This is an easy one.
Oh my God. What?
Clemson is dog shit this season. And they
What
have multiple injuries to key players.
streaky team has now lost 3 of 4 to finish 10-10 over the last 20 games? Yikes. That's not looking good. Ooh, they lost to Wake Forest.
They're not good. They're not that good.
All right. Yep. I'm flipping that. Flip that
Right.
shit.
Baylor and toothpaste.
Not a tube of toothpaste.
Baylor's another one of those teams that they just choke in March.
Oh,
all right.
Yeah.
I'll pick Baylor.
Sorry, I compared it with mine. I also have New Mexico winning.
I think it's a pretty common upset.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know because ESPN doesn't have their this is how many people picked this one or whatever. But
yeah, they do that after.
Dinner's here. Dayton and Nevada.
Dinner. Dayton.
All right, Arizona and Long Beach State.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have Nevada. I gotta keep going back and forth between them. I have Nevada.
Over Dayton.
Nevada.
I have a much more creative and loose interpretation of thing. I've got Dayton going deep this season.
They have injuries.
Going deep, I said. They have injuries?
Oh no, they don't. They racked up some impressive wins but at one point they won 16 of 17 games, but the Flyers are 5-4 in their last 9 games.
Hey, it was a rough stretch. That's a concern heading into it. All right, Arizona and Long Beach State.
Wait, so who are we choosing?
I picked Nevada.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying I've got another bracket with much worse options here.
Okay. So we're going Nevada. Got it.
Yes.
Arizona, obviously.
That's obvious.
Long Beach State that had victories against Trash Canville United Methodist.
They beat
Duke. School.
They beat Wisconsin. Oh wait, no, that's Arizona. They beat Michigan, who's not in the tournament, and USC, who's not in the tournament. And actually, USC is in the tournament. Wait, are they? No, they're not. That's brutal. All right. Well, we'll take Arizona. I'll hack it in then.
Oh, your screen fixed itself. I was about to message you that things were big scary over here. Yeah. All right. So now you want to finish out this one or go to the Elite Eight rather? North Carolina, Michigan State.
Yeah. Michigan State always frisky in the first couple rounds, even when they're mediocre.
Is Tom Izzo still alive?
Yeah, I think he's still there.
Damn. Still cooking.
Tom Izzo's squad is anchored by senior guards AJ Hogger and leading scorer Tyson Walker.
AJ Hogger. Oh, but they still have Armando Bacca. That dude is a problem. Is he a senior now? I feel like he's been there forever.
Who?
Armando Bacca.
I don't know who that is. Who's that? One of the Tar Heels guys? I'm going Tar Heels. I think this Michigan State team is... I say this every year. Michigan State is below a 4 seed. I'm like, they're not that good. And then they just win the first 2 games every time.
Holy shit. This dude is 6'11". Yeah. Yeah, he's a senior.
Alabama and St. Mary's.
This is the make or break game.
You think?
Yeah, this is where we might have a fight.
Oh. You like Bama?
I have Bama, but you might be
I'll
able to make me reconsider with
I'll
the
take Bama
Gales.
here. I'll take Bama.
Oh.
I'll just say this. I have a bracket with St. Mary's in the Final Four. Hedging my bets. Hedging my bets.
Okay, here. Two of their wins, okay, three of their wins were against Gonzaga. That's all good. That's nice. But then two of them are the San Francisco Dons.
Who?
Colorado State Rams.
Colorado State's dirty this season.
Yeah, meanwhile, Alabama has lost to teams like Tennessee, Kentucky.
Terrible, awful.
They lost to Kentucky 117-95. Absolute shootout.
That will be a problem for St. Mary's.
They beat Auburn once, and they lost to Auburn another time.
St. Mary's can't score more than 80 points.
All the rest of Bama's losses are against disgusting teams. Tennessee, Arizona, Creighton, Purdue.
If it's a high-scoring game, Bama will win. If somehow they miss a lot of shots, then St. Mary's will win.
So that's the thing, though. If you look at the BPI, they are 15th, and they have a disgusting defense, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, but Alabama's 10th. Alabama is underseeded because of how badly they've played the end of the season.
Right, and they scored 90 points per game.
Mm-hmm.
So you have an unstoppable force against an immovable object.
Alabama has more talent and more explosiveness. St. Mary's is a consistent team that can hold the best of them to fewer points. But, like, if Alabama scores a lot in the beginning, they'll just win the game.
The sentence operate at the extremes under Randy Bennett. A man who just plays roulette. Put it all on black.
Where do you see that?
Under St. Mary's.
Oh.
They operate on the extremes under Randy Bennett, playing at a bottom 10 pace and sucking the life out of opponents on defense. Oh, man. This is definitely going to be a really fun game to watch, though. I got to circle this one.
This game's probably not even going to happen.
Oh, God, don't say that. So I'm going Bama, though, still.
I'm fine with that. I'm good with that.
Okay.
As long as you'll cede that New Mexico beats Baylor handily.
Oh.
It's the only way to set up my Dayton and Alabama matchup later on.
I mean, they have they beat San Diego State. They beat Boise State.
Two tournament teams.
They lost to Utah State and Boise State.
Those are tournament teams, you know.
Colorado State.
That's a tournament team.
Where?
They're one of the play-in games.
Oh, I can't read any of those.
By the way, Colorado State is. We'll get to them. They're going to win their play-in game, and then they're going to win several games. Colorado State is a force to be reckoned with. I swear
to God, if the frauds ruin that for them.
If Virginia beats them, I will be very angry. I live in Virginia, so I can arrange for certain things to occur. Operate on the extremes, if you will. So you're feeling Baylor here? You think the big boy Baylors are gonna get it done?
What about New Mexico is telling you they're going to win?
Just got a feeling. I got a feeling about the Lobos this year. I don't know.
Fuck it.
They won the Mountain West.
Uh-huh. And
that's a competitive conference these days.
Okay, Arizona's beating Nevada.
Not in my brackets.
So you have Nevada facing New Mexico.
I have Dayton facing Mexico, and then I have Dayton losing to St. Mary's.
You are what they call a problem. All right,
that's only in one. That's in my for money bracket. Well, I have a bracket for work for money, and then a bracket with you for money. That one, the one with you is a little more reined in. The one at work is completely out of hand. All right,
Just a
all right.
whole paycheck's worth on that. On Dayton.
It's
Put it
going
all on
away.
Dayton.
It's going away fast.
Arizona and New Mexico are secured down there.
Yeah, give me one moment. I'm gonna.
Grab your dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Moving on up to the South region, we have Houston versus a very hilariously named school, Longwood. I am sure that Nolan will have zero problem choosing against Longwood, but yeah. So Houston is probably going to beat them. Nebraska and Texas A&M. This is an 8-9 seed. Oh boy, Nebraska has a bunch of losses leading into this. A&M doesn't look awful. Oh my God. Yeah, these two are literally 36th and 37th ranked. They're functionally the exact same team. Texas A&M versus Nebraska, I was just talking about. They look like the same team. Because
I
I
assume we went
assume
with Longwood, right?
I said, even though it's a great name, no.
Oh, just saying Houston got blown out last game. That's not a good sign.
They didn't play Longwood.
No, they played a worse team.
What? All right, yeah, we're gonna have some issues later on down the line.
I say Nebraska over A&M. We've already put our faith in the Big Ten. Why would we stop now with these hack frauds like Northwestern and
they're literally
Illinois, Michigan
36.
State?
They're literally 36th and 37th. So it's gonna be tough. You're going Nebraska?
Nebraska has far fewer losses. They seem to be a more consistent team on offense.
You're talking me into
They're
just falling into my own grave. Okay, moving on. I'm fine with that.
Wisconsin and James Madison.
All right, hear me out on this.
Uh-huh.
James Madison,
Yes, I'm listening.
that they're gonna win.
Okay.
I think they're gonna win. They push the pace. They're aggressive on defense. They hold opponents to an absurdly low 29%. I'm buying it. The
Who
Dukes
did
are
they lose to
dangerous.
this season? Oh my God, they lost to Appalachian State twice.
You know who else lost to Appalachian State one time? Michigan Wolverines football team.
And they're a bad
They
football team. They have been every year except this season.
I can't even say the name of this place. What is it? James Madison? Yeah. James Madison, they beat some real teams. They beat Arkansas State Red Wolves and
I'm fine with
Akron.
that. I don't have the faith in the Big Ten you do, even though we already picked numerous Big Ten wins. All right, so James Madison. I think, to be fair, if we're
Plus
gonna go
the
James,
The Dukes then would play Duke. And why not?
they wouldn't. Vermont's gonna win that game easy.
Oh.
Duke's lost 2 games in a row. There could be signs of fatigue given their penchant for relying primarily on a 6-man rotation.
2 games in a row?
Yeah.
Who? They lost to North Carolina and who else?
North Carolina. Virginia, probably.
No.
They only scored 48 against Virginia. That's embarrassing. I mean,
Duke?
come on. Yes.
What? Duke beat
that
them.
was a win. Oh, Virginia only scored 48.
The frauds got wrecked.
Virginia's so bad that I don't know why they're in the tournament.
They have the playing game.
They're going to lose.
Duke is?
Well, yes, but no, Virginia. I guess we can pick Duke over the Dukes. I'm fine, or I mean over Vermont.
The Catamounts?
I didn't know that was their name, and now that I do, I'm happy that we're picking Duke.
They lost to the Liberty Flames and the Bradley Braves.
They lost to the Bradley Braves? No way, no
Yes.
chance. We already know that the Bradley Braves got hosed by,
This
who
was
was
back
it,
in
Drake?
This was back in November, so they were able to
That,
prove themselves versus UMass Lowell Riverhawks.
that was a different year. All right, let's pick Duke and move on. I'm not in Vermont's not an interesting school. They're not good.
What do
Prove
they
me
make?
wrong.
Maple syrup and ski slopes up there?
Communism.
Oh, not wrong. NC State versus Texas Tech.
So NC State
I got NC State here.
They won their thing.
I'm all in on the Wolfpack.
And Texas Tech got blown the fuck out by Houston in their last game. So NC State's riding high and Texas Tech's riding low, which usually means Texas Tech will win the game by 10, but I'm good with NC State. I think I picked them in like every bracket. Oh, I looked over and I didn't. All right. Kentucky and Oakland.
Kentucky.
Yeah, I mean, Kentucky is apparently pretty boom or bust this year, but
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you look at their BPI rank is really bad.
Shit. All right.
But they also average like 90 points a game, so I think it's okay. All right, Florida.
There's no preview.
Florida versus Boise State or Colorado. So Boise is a part of that MAC, and Colorado, I guess, finished the season pretty well. I guess I'm fine with Florida. Colorado, I think if Colorado wins convincingly, I'd be kind of happy to pick them, but
when are the play-in games? I forget.
That game's tomorrow. A couple are today.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Virginia, Colorado State is tonight. I might go get some beers, find my next door neighbor, and root for the downfall of my state.
Amazing.
All right. We've been really not picking many upsets. And so now that we get to Marquette, Western Kentucky, I feel the need to at least, give Western Kentucky a chance. Oh my God, they lost to so many bad teams.
I love the teams that you hang your hat on.
Without looking at anything about them, and then it turns out they're just pretty bad.
I mean, those were close games.
Those are the ones that they're showing us. This is a team with 11 losses.
The Hilltoppers? You don't
Yeah.
believe in the Hilltoppers?
I mean, Marquette cannot always be trusted in the tournament.
They're playing the Air Jesus way. They have a need for speed. They're one of the fastest tempos in the nation, and they put up a ton of points. Highly susceptible to steals and turnovers with one of the highest offensive steal rates in the nation.
All right, Houston, Nebraska. Who you got?
Wait, but we didn't figure out the Elite Eight here. Oh yeah, you're
Houston,
up there.
Nebraska.
Wait, we went Nebraska?
Did you want Texas A&M?
All
I remember is the last thing you said
it's
was
fine.
citing the BPI rank, which I assumed meant it was a coin flip, so I just picked the higher seed.
It is a coin flip. Houston.
All right. Wait, so which one are we picking? Nebraska or to A&M?
Nebraska is fine.
All right.
My bracket has A&M, but
I've got. Okay. All right. I listen, you got me hype on the Dukes, not Duke, but the Dukes. I'm feeling James Madison here.
Fuck yeah. Let's do it. Lock it in.
Meanwhile, NC State and Kentucky. Kentucky's been known to be fraudulent, but also this NC State team is like actively not very good.
What? They beat them. They beat Duke. They beat them 6 days ago. Not even.
Yeah, well, that's why Duke lost to the Dukes. I'm just talking about Kentucky. Kentucky and NC State.
Yeah. Yeah, NC State is real.
You want NC State here?
I buy their stock.
Oh boy. This
They also beat North Carolina.
to be clear, I think anyone of this like bottom half of this region, I think literally any team except Western Kentucky could reach the Elite Eight.
That's pretty true.
Like I wouldn't be surprised if Oakland just came out and beat Kentucky because Kentucky was sucking, and then they played like a withered husk of one of these other, Florida's like best players
Kentucky.
injured.
I have Kentucky, but for the bit, I think NC State.
Florida Marquette. So Florida's one of their best players is injured.
Correct. That's specifically why I chose against them.
We'll go with Marquette here. That's looking good. I like the double digit seeds there. That's makes me. I'm starting to get happy. Oh boy, this
Montana State and Grambling, Christ.
Yeah, there would be mass suicides if Purdue lost 2 years in a row to a 16 seed.
Just a bunch of people drowning themselves with Boilermakers. Purdue, we gotta go Purdue.
We gotta go Purdue.
Because against the mass suicides. TCU, Utah State. Oh God, I think I went TCU here. The horns up.
Really, over Utah State?
What's going on with this game?
Utah State is incredibly efficient from the 2-point range, but struggling to defend 2-point. Oh, what a terrible adept at drawing fouls. Everything in this analysis is just negative.
Yeah, but TCU is on quite a losing streak as well.
The Horned Frogs are a simple team. I picked Utah State personally.
Yeah, but they're experienced.
TCU?
Yeah.
All right, let's pick the Christians then. But do you really want to pick against a man whose name is Great Ozobor?
Huh?
His name is Great, like Great. His last name Osobor.
I see
the
that
Great
now.
Ozobor.
It would have been better if his name was like Great, like Grate.
Oh. Let's. We need a. Do I even have any coins?
I have some, but they're far away.
We'll go with the Christians, the Horned Frogs. Here's where my brackets personally started to go off the rails.
I swear to Christ, if you have McNeese.
I have McNeese in the Sweet 16, but I'll concede the Gonzaga can win a game.
What about the McNeese Cowboys is sticking out to you?
They've only lost 3 games. And do you know who they lost 2 of their 3 games? Oh, wait, that's Gonzaga. Ooh, looks like I may have misread some statistics when I was doing picks earlier. All right. Yeah, let's take Gonzaga. And I don't know. Maybe it was just their logo got me.
They faced one team that made this year's NCAA tournament.
Who was it?
I have no idea. UAB.
Oh, and they beat them handily. They also beat Michigan. I guess Michigan might just be dog shit this year.
Mention them.
All right. So Gonzaga and Samford in Kansas.
This one was actually tough for me. I remember mulling this one over for a bit.
I've gone Samford all the way.
They call it buckyball. I think that was really what made me question my decision making on this. Yeah, let's go
They're
Samford.
so I'm pretty sure Kansas has multiple injuries.
Right, right.
And Samford is like a team that just plays really goofy. Like they play with like their whole team. Like they just play like it's hockey. Like they
Yes.
just constantly have people coming in.
It's called buckyball.
Which seems like the type of team that a like significantly hurt Kansas team would still shit on, but I'm good with Samford. I'm good with them.
You're influencing my own personal bracket now. Yeah. I'm all in on buckyball.
To be clear, in my bracket, I have Samford and McNeese playing. That's why I have McNeese in the Sweet 16.
Good God.
All right, Oregon clearly is beating South Carolina. Do we even need to talk about this game?
I have that. Yeah. I buy that.
This completes the trifecta of 11 seeds winning, which has just never happened before. So
bound to get one right.
The one we get wrong is the BYU Duquesne one. That's the 11 seed that wins. All right, Creighton and Akron.
Creighton.
Yeah, Akron's not good. They're literally not a good team. Creighton is quite good. All right, so I think if Virginia wins, we pick Texas, and if Colorado State wins, we go Colorado State. Because I'm telling you, Colorado State is like really good.
Shit, I gotta remember to change that.
Oh, I'll remember. And by that, I mean I'm picking Texas because I don't have hope that Virginia won't ruin another good thing. All right, Tennessee and St. Peter.
No, this is St. Peter's. This is in like Jersey City, St.
Cinderella
Peter's.
is back. St.
Yeah.
Peter made history 2 years ago as the first. They made the Elite Eight.
Yes.
That's this team.
Yes. And I wasn't allowed to bet on them because I live within the stupid state of Jersey that you're not allowed to bet on teams if they're in the state.
So are we picking St. Peter?
How many of the players are still there?
None.
Yeah, no.
That was
eons ago, a different epoch.
Yeah, I think that was not recently.
It was 2 years ago.
That's not recent.
If
all right,
last
fine.
Year, maybe.
We're going Tennessee. We've picked all the big good teams. No upsets in this bracket.
What? Just wait. Just you wait.
I gotta say, after we've made some of these picks, I have a strong desire to go back and select Baylor over New Mexico.
Okay.
Just something about seeing NC State where it is made me. All right, Purdue and TCU.
Wait, NC State was the deciding factor for you to move Baylor ahead of New Mexico?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all connected.
All right.
I gotta move a little faster. I got this dinner's burning a hole in my pocket.
Why don't you just eat it? What is it?
I got some okra. I got some chicken. I think I got,
go eat. Like we'll feast. Are you gonna be able to do that, or are you gonna just reheat it?
Reheat?
It's gonna be cold.
It's not getting reheated.
Oh my god, cold okra.
Ah.
Disgusting.
God, we gotta go.
UConn Auburn.
UConn. Oh.
Wait.
Going back up.
No,
we didn't do Purdue TCU.
Purdue TCU. I have Purdue.
All right, Gonzaga and Samford.
I mean, if Samford is there, I think we go Samford.
Fair enough. Gonzaga's pretty weak this season.
Bucky Ball is gonna rule.
Oregon and Creighton.
Creighton.
Yeah, sorry, Oregon. The magic runs out. Texas, Tennessee.
Tennessee. I mean,
back to the top.
It also depends if it's Colorado State.
True. If it's Colorado State, they're just steamrolling Tennessee. No chance.
All right, moving back to the the East. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
UConn Auburn.
This I think this game is likely to happen. This will be a pretty crazy game. I mean, all of these games between these top teams at the top here are going to be wild.
I was like really leaning on Auburn, honestly. But then I saw Johnny Broom's name and remembered how disgusting he is.
Oh. All right. Yeah, I'm fine with UConn.
I mean, listen, I'd be fine with Auburn.
All right. So we'll go Auburn. The more upsets, the better. We just gotta hope for chaos.
Iowa State is definitely taking down Illinois. Cyclones.
All right.
Carolina.
Carolina over Bammer.
Yeah.
Baylor and Arizona.
Zona.
The frauds of Zona.
They are pretty fraudulent.
They're not to be trusted, these Arizona folks. All right, we'll take Arizona. Back to the top, Houston and James Madison.
I mean,
Houston scored 41 points this week in a game. Just saying.
Who'd they play?
The Cyclones.
There you go. Yeah, they got cooked
by a pretty bad team.
Don't you talk about my Cyclones that way.
Too many times.
JMU scores 84.4 points per game.
Yeah, that's double what they scored just this week. That's my point.
That would be a crazy pick. The Dukes to the I guess this would actually technically be the Elite Eight, right?
We have picked half of the Elite Eight already, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, putting them in the Elite Eight would be a thing insane people would do.
Do you want to go all in?
No, because I think I've got one more gutsy pick in me. So
okay.
Better go safe here with Houston.
All right, so below that one, what is it?
Marquette, NC State.
NC State?
I don't trust this NC State team to win 3 games.
Didn't trust Marquette.
I trust them more than I trust NC State. And they have if you think about it in terms of the odds, I think they have better matchups against like all of their opponents, whereas NC State doesn't have a favorable matchup against Kentucky. Whereas Marquette has like a pretty good matchup against all 4 of those other teams.
Gotcha.
Purdue, Samford.
The showdown of the century. Purdue.
All right. Creighton, Tennessee.
Creighton.
All right. Final 4.
Back to the top. Iowa State.
Will burn us. All right, Tar Heels and Wildcats. Tar Heels, you feeling the Tar Heels?
Listen, I am like, it's hard for me to get away from Auburn though. I'm like pretty high on Auburn stock.
Do have a broom on their team.
Johnny Broom. Fuck. Yeah, honestly, Auburn.
All right, Auburn.
You can argue. Don't let the ochre rule.
Oh, Chris, it's in my head. I mean, I like. It's hard. It's just hard to tell. Auburn has a ridiculously tough path to get to the Final Four, whereas
Yeah,
Iowa
it's
State just
true.
has to beat patsies like Illinois and Washington State. But ultimately,
Yeah,
I mean, someone's gonna have to run through UConn. So
yeah.
if Auburn can beat UConn, they can beat Iowa State.
North Carolina
Yeah, I'm
and
taking the Tar Heels
okay.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Houston.
Yeah, let's take Houston. Marquette's terrible. I don't even know how they made it this far. This is the logic I frequently use when I make brackets.
Just
Like,
Marquette's
I'll
terrible.
do
Not
10
sure how
beat
they made
chess to
it.
get Marquette to the Elite Eight, and then I'll go like, how'd they even get here? They're terrible.
Like it's set in stone.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it happened.
It already is. You feeling
Purdue?
Creighton?
I always really like Creighton. I don't know why.
They were cheated out of making the Final Four last year, which
Yes,
means
they were.
they'll lose in the first round this year. But I'm good with Creighton.
Fuck it.
All
I
right,
don't. Yeah.
who do
I
you
don't.
got
I, dude.
finals here? We got Tar Heels, we got Auburn, we got Houston, we got the Blue Jays.
Oh my God. Honestly, Auburn, Carolina is gonna be like a way better game than the championship, I think. But if it happens, that is. Um. I don't know. North Carolina, honestly, to me, seems like UConn last year.
Yeah,
Like everything I'm reading about them, their stats, they work really well together. They have two guys on the team with 2,000 points for their NCAA career. That's crazy. Yeah, and one of them is
NBA
Bacot.
players on their team. Yeah,
Pretty sure. Okay, with Bacot, didn't they win?
they've won recently.
I feel like. Oh, no, they didn't. Not with Bacot. I think they made it to the semifinals with him. One last ride. Yeah. So probably North Carolina, honestly. Talked myself into it.
All right, Houston Creighton.
Oh boy. Houston just seems like such a lazy pick.
This bracket I'm looking at, I got Houston winning it all.
They are technically the number one seed overall, and I don't know shit about them.
They've been in the like top 5 the entire season. I think they've just been like really solid the whole year. Literally their last loss was just like a shock that they got blown out.
Yeah. Houston. I mean, Houston over Creighton is just a smart choice, but
Yeah.
North
So
Carolina.
North
I'm
and
I'm buying it.
all right, how many points?
113.
The lowest scoring final ever.
Their defensive. Sure, 124. Is that the lowest scoring final ever? Are you looking at the stats?
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh. Typically, teams don't shoot lights out in the finals because of all the pressure. 124 sounds good.
All right, we've got it. I'm feeling good about this. By that I mean,
I am not. Well, at least we recorded this, so we can't change the picks. Well, the only pick that can change is that Colorado State one.
Honestly, if Colorado beats Boise State, there's a chance I'd pick them over Florida. But for whatever reason, the Rocky Mountain State is feeling good this year.
All right, now that we have those secured, I want to talk about what you have going on in your other brackets.
I can very quickly go over it.
No. Just tell me who you have winning. Or your final four.
Let me.
I have Purdue, Houston, North Carolina, and Iowa State. But I might switch that to Auburn. I'm not sure yet.
Let's see here. So I've got in one bracket, I have my final four: UConn, Baylor, Kentucky, Purdue, with Purdue winning it all.
Kentucky?
You heard me.
UConn, Baylor? Okay. Who's winning it all?
That's the one where St. Mary's was barely beaten by Baylor. Purdue in that one.
Okay.
And then in my other one, oh my God, I guess I fucked up. I was too cowardly. In the other one, I have Houston beating Iowa State in a rematch where Creighton and Baylor were the other two Final Four teams.
Holy shit. Why are you so high on Baylor?
I'm not. I thought I picked Dayton to beat them. I must have just in a fit of caffeine insanity gone back through and been too cowardly to keep those picks.
I did receive a message this morning that if you didn't choose St. Mary's, you're a coward.
Yeah, clearly I had cowardice and changed it afterward. Embarrassing.
Okay, we gotta not tinker because the tinkering will ruin things. Oh my God, what was that?
Not on my end.
Yeah, I'll let you get to your okra. Okra and out. Sorry for keeping you.
No, you're good. I didn't realize what time it was, and yeah, the basketball this is gonna go well. This season, I'm finally gonna get back to my glory days of having good picks and not having it be over after the first 2 days.
Oh well.
Go Dayton.